We have Switch 2 game leaks, Fatal Frame Blood remake, Persona 1 remake looks like Persona 3 Portable, new Fire Emblem. Again, we are actually kind of overdue for a new Fire Emblem game, so that makes a lot of sense. Fire Emblem 7 remake, Rebirth port. Again, not surprising given Square Enix's words. Final Fantasy 14 is also being ported to Switch 2. Tekken 8 characters have Nintendo outfits. Resident Evil Code Veronica remake, we see an action scene of Crowd. Tales of Odyssea, Dragon Quest 8 remake, and also there's going to be the AC2 remakes coming as well. Project House, some kind of action horror game, and Zelda ports. You're welcome. And also, let's not forget about Mario Kart 9, which has been probably the game that every leaker has confirmed that is coming to the Switch 2 as well. So this is actually pretty decent. This is mostly third-party games they're showing here. But of course, there's gonna be more than just that. There's gonna be tons of games on the Switch 2. More than you probably realize. There's gonna be tons of indie games. Nintendo's gonna, of course, put like Mario Kart 9 and stuff on there. The Switch 2 is gonna have an amazing launch selection. We'll see if Nintendo actually is able to get people to buy their consoles this time. I know Nintendo makes a lot of mistakes in the past, like with advertising in Wii U. Like they didn't really advertise. Like the advertising meant for the Wii U didn't make people want to buy a console. That's why the Wii U failed. You gotta have an advertisement, for the normies because not everybody is, part of the Nintendo community, obviously. Because you gotta get normies to buy your console. Okay, what made the PS5 sell so well is you got influencers to advertise it. It's advertised and plastered everywhere on the internet. They advertise it for the PS5. Must have done pretty well because the PS5 managed to sell 62 million copies despite having very little games worth playing or on other consoles. Okay, unless you don't play on PC, then there's tons of games exclusive to the PS5, obviously as well. But with the Switch 2, it's gonna be a huge, huge thing. Okay, it's gonna be one of the biggest console launches probably of all time. Probably being the PS5's launch as well. I would be surprised if the Switch 2 beats the PS5's launch. Of course, the PS Vita had a record-breaking launch. We all know how that went. Sony handled that console so poorly. Even the Wii U had a decent launch, but Nintendo handled the Wii U poorly. And even the Xbox Series X had a decent launch too, but we all know how that story went. So it's not just Nintendo. All of the console makers have made mistakes before. And I do think we should, learn from our mistakes and realize that we shouldn't try to make them again. I think that they'll learn from the Wii U era, because the Wii U era is already a decade ago, but it is still fresh in people's minds, obviously, with the Wii U era. And that's how much of a mistake that era was for Nintendo. How many mistakes and problems that era had, especially with advertising. And yeah, that's what this video here. Goodbye.